Introducing realme's flagship killer of 2021. The days of those fantastic budget OnePlus are all gone, and now we're left with premium flagships that cost the earth from Samsung, Apple and other big brands. However, Realme does things differently, and it still tries to offer customers the best value for money with fantastic hardware and software with an all-rounded pleasant experience. So join me in this quick review of some of the positives and some of the negatives of this flagship killing device. We're going to determine whether this really can punch above its weight with the big boys, or whether it's left to dwindle in the corners of the shadows of those flagship devices. Can this phone really compete with those? Well, let's find out in my full review. So first off is the design. This is made out of an aluminium frame and a faux leather back exterior, and I must say this feels fantastic. However, it is a little bit light for my liking. Let's talk display then. Well, as you can see here by the video presented on the display, the contrast and brightness is fantastic, and I must say it is flagship level. It's not the biggest display, around 6.56 inches roughly, and with a resolution of 1080p it's certainly not the sharpest. However, given the fairly compact size for flagship these days, I have no complaints, and it does the job very well. It's a good compromise between resolution and battery life. If you want the specs, then Google it, because they're not the best specs in the world. I believe it's a 50 megapixel lens and a 16 megapixel ultra wide lens with a 2 megapixel macro lens. It's pointless. However, overall I must say I'm actually really impressed with the camera performance of this phone, and that's coming from a photographer. Low light images are fantastic and they're processed very well. You also get a really well catered for bonus mode section in the camera app, so it gives you access to loads of different features and covers all bases really. So overall I think the cameras are fantastic on this device, and they really do compete with some flagship devices like the OnePlus devices and some devices from Samsung. Speaker quality, however, is a different story. I would like some better sounding stereo speakers. The loudness is great, but the bass and the depth really isn't there. So far it's been a fairly positive review. However, I'm really not a fan of the haptics on this device, and this makes it feel a lot cheaper than the competition, and also a lot cheaper than the flagship devices this is trying to compete with. And I know it's a small thing, but when you use the device every day you really do notice it. So with a 4500 mAh battery, it's not the biggest in the world. However, it does compete with some mid-range devices. However, flagship devices of now tend to have 5000 mAh batteries with really aggressive battery management, and the Realme, it does okay in terms of battery life, but it's not flagship level. However, it does beat a lot of competition from the likes of Huawei, which have very small batteries for their performance. So I would say the battery life is okay, and the charging speeds are fantastic with a 65 watt SuperVOOC charger. This gives it a full charge in around 35 minutes, and it is fantastic. Again, I really would like to have seen wireless charging included on this device. If it does want to compete with them flagships, then it does need it. However, that is a feature that this lacks. Again, I'm a massive fan of the software on this device. Now, this is Realme UI 3.0, so this is a mix between stock Android and ColorOS, and it combines the best features of both. So I must say the software on this is fantastic, and if you want a more in-depth review on the software, then there's plenty of videos available on YouTube. Bluetooth stability and Wi-Fi stability, along with great connectivity, have been a really good highlight of this device, and I've had no issues connecting to any wireless earbuds or sound bars or anything like that. So I must say, in terms of connectivity, the phone is really well catered for. So the Realme GT Master Explorer Edition, which obviously this device is, does feature a vapor chamber cooling system that distributes the heat, and I must say, under gaming or intense use, this does work really well, and the phone does remain fairly cool even with its vegan leather back. With the Snapdragon 870, this is my personal pick of the range from the latest chipsets from Snapdragon. It remains fairly cool while giving you all the grunt and performance you need at a lower price point, so I think this is a fantastic chipset and it should be used in more devices. So overall, I think this is a fantastic device. However, it does fall short in some areas, including the haptic feedback, the weak stereo speakers and a lack of wireless charging. However, the camera performance remains fantastic, along with the display and adequate battery life. So overall, if you're looking for a great value for money phone that covers all bases, I'd happily recommend the Realme GT Explorer Edition. Hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe and comment below and let me know what you think.